Hey everyone, it's me again. This week I have put my shelves back the way they were after I went rainbow for a week. I've got new bookshelves in my rooms which I have put pictures onto my Tumblr of, and I have finally reached 43,000 words in my NaNoWriMo novel, which means that I'm really far ahead and that I should be reaching that 50,000 limit maybe next week if I'm lucky. And the last thing is that I managed to read 4 books this past week. So I read The Retribution of Mara Dyer, which talk to me about it because I'm still not really over that book, and I also read all the Legend series, which was an abundance of feelings for me, and I thought it was really good because I haven't read as many books as I hope I could have this month, because usually I read a lot and I've read about 5 or 6. So pretty much my video today is going to be about books that I really want to read but I haven't got the time to read just yet. So the series that I'm reading at the moment is the Monstrumologist series, which Dakota from Magic in Every Book got me hooked onto. So I just started the first book and I read this series, and then pretty much every book after this is ones that I really want to read but I have no idea which to read next. So I would really like to ask you guys to send me a message or leave a comment telling me which series you think that I should read after this one. One of the books that I have been recommended to pick up is The Program by Suzanne Young. I've had these books for quite a while now and I've kind of been looking at them thinking, oh, I'll get around to them eventually, but don't we all say that? And then the books are on our shelves for 6 months and we still haven't read them. But these books sound like they've got a good plot line, and from what I've heard, people have enjoyed them, but I have also heard a few bad opinions. It is about a girl and her boyfriend who live in a place where suicide and depression is a national epidemic, and if you do have those issues, then you actually get thrown into the program where most people will go back out as slave people who have no memories, but they also have no depression either. And both the couple are on the edge of going into the program. It sounds like it's got a pretty unique storyline, and hopefully I'll get around to reading these ones soon because they have gorgeous covers, including if you take off the dust jackets, which I have a thing for pretty covers. When I tell people that I haven't read this series, people tend to be pretty shocked by it, but I haven't read the Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, but please don't fault me if I'm wrong. I've heard plenty of good things about these, but I haven't got around to them yet because I look at the trilogy and I go, I could read way more individual books in the same time that I could finish these, and it's not a proper excuse, but I'm just going to say that's my excuse. I have no reason not to be reading these right now, but at least I'm getting around to it. I'll get to them eventually, I should, and soon. Shadow and Bone features around the main female protagonist called Alina, and she basically lives in a world where it is ravaged by war, and she is originally drafted to go and be part of the army when they're attacked, and she finds out that she has magical abilities, where she's then taken away to the kingdom to be trained to be part of a kind of the Grisha, which is like a magical squad thingy, which is what I'm guessing just from the blurb. But she trains with someone called the Darkling, who sounds like he's going to be quite hot, which I'm just guessing, and believe that she will help to tide over the war. That's that one, which actually sounds really good reading the blurb. I haven't even read it and I still want to recommend this to everyone to read because it sounds wonderful. It is pretty much destined to be great. Yeah. Dragons. That's really all that I have to say for this next book, because dragons. Who doesn't want to read a book about dragons? Dragons are amazing. So the next book is Talon by Julie Kikagawa. Once again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the last name correctly, but I tried. So this book is about dragons, and look how pretty it is. Talon is about dragons which are hiding in a human form because they're pretty much on the verge of extinction. So they are hiding as people so they can blend in and kind of build up a number so that they can then take over the world and kill all humans so that dragons may roam the world in their rightful place. Which, I agree, dragons should rule the world because they're amazing. It is about a brother and sister duo who pretty much infiltrate human society so they can learn more about people for the dragons to help, which they want to take their place up in Talon, which is where all the dragons seem to recuperate. And then that is when a human is sent after them as a dragon slayer to hunt down and find out what they know about dragons. And he meets the girl in the brother and sister duo and he starts to question everything that he knew. That's Talon. Good things from this book. I am expecting a lot of great things from it and I'm pretty excited to get around to reading it. I just don't know when to fit in amongst all my other books. The next book is It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini, and unfortunately this author has now passed away, but I've had this book on my shelf for about 7 months and I've been meaning to get around to reading it, and finally it is coming close to the top of the books that I'm going to be reading next. So this book is about a New York City teenager who pretty much wants to get the most successful life that he can get, but obviously that has quite a lot of pressure on him, and he ends up almost killing himself one night, where he then goes to a mental hospital psychiatric ward where he is trying to get better, where he meets some great friends, and it's kind of like his story to happiness is what I'm getting from this. So yeah, it's a contemporary read, and I've heard great things about it. I've also heard a few bad things, but overall, I kind of want to judge it myself. I just don't know what to compare it to, really, against other books. So I'll get around to it one day, hopefully sooner than later. I actually have like 2 whole shelves of books that are my to-be-read books, but it is so hard to just pick a selected 6-book series that I really want to read before the other ones. But the last one I have to pick out of them would have to be A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray, because it's historical fiction, and that is one of the biggest genres that seem to agree with me because I love reading historical fiction. So this book is about a 16-year-old girl called Gemma Doyle who leaves India to go down to England, and she's pretty much followed by a strange man that she doesn't know, but when she gets there she does indeed meet him, and it becomes that he helps her to kind of have a power. She attracts supernatural things. She also finds out that her mother works for some sort of supernatural group thingy called the Order, and that's pretty much all I really got out of the blurb. But the cover is nice, the blurb is intriguing, and the name sounds like it's going to be really good. But I have heard literally only great things about this book, so hopefully I'll be able to read it soon. I do see my problem now because all these books sound like they're going to be really great, but I have no idea which one to read next because they all sound so great. So I would really appreciate it if everyone or anyone, just one person or 2 people, could just give me a hand in choosing what book to read next. So you can either leave a comment below, or I will leave a link to my Tumblr where you can send me a message or anything like that. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's video, and also the books interested you as well, so that you might be able to read them along with me and tell me about all your opinions on them as well. Bye!